In chapter 153, where was karma before the first birth? Maharaj, the Master wishes to convey the listener's story, the invisible listener's story, so that you can absorb the reality. But you would rather play with the polished words, the sweet words like Brahman and Atman, that were created by us and are of secondary importance because they are body knowledge. What is essential is conviction. There has to be conviction, total conviction. In the light of all this knowledge, you have to teach yourself because you are your own master. Every moment of your life is very valuable, invaluable. This is the time. There should not be any blind faith. Don't accept things you don't agree with. There are many concepts around, like rebirth, last birth, spiritual birth, last karma, future karma. Whose karma? Spiritual science says that we have taken birth because of our last karma. Think on it. Before the very first birth, where was karma then? There is no karma, no dharma, no religion. We have created and formed religions to establish civilized societies. Here we speak direct knowledge, straight talking knowledge. This is your knowledge, which you are finding difficult to accept because you are under the pressures of this illusory atmosphere. Forget about the Brahman, Atman, Paramatman, God, and all these polished words. How many times have I hammered you with the same thing? Your identity is unidentified, invisible, anonymous identity. You are unborn. The question of death never arises. Nobody has any experience of birth and death. On one occasion, Nisargadatta Maharaj was talking on this subject when a devotee asked him a question about his past birth and rebirth. The Master replied, "When you were born, what was the colour of your mother's sari?" Forget about your last birth. If you can't speak about this birth, how can you talk about your last birth or your future birth? What happens is that we are accepting everything blindly and signing for it, saying, yes, I want salvation, but who wants salvation? You're totally free of any bondage. You may say that death and birth is zero, but for you to even say that zero, your presence is needed. Knowledge is zero. Therefore, in the light of all this, you have to convince your selfless self. I am not the body. I am not going to remain the body. Who am I? I am unidentified, invisible identity, where there is no birth, no death. I am totally unborn. Though I am holding this body, it is not ultimate truth. This body is just like these clothes, an external covering. At the end of your bodily existence, your knowledge will be tested. So you must be bold and have courage, like this. I am not dying. Death and birth happen to the body. I am not the body at all. I was not the body at all. Know that birth and death are of the body only. This is the way to convince yourself, the way for you to grow in self-conviction. It is an open secret. I am placing before you your own secret, open secret. It is your secret. How you accept it and to what extent is up to you. It is all up to you. Once you receive this knowledge and have conviction, If you are still tempted to go elsewhere, be careful. This means that something is lacking. It demonstrates an imbalance of mind, confusion, and conflict. Be aware and beware. Distractions are everywhere. This auspicious place is here, an auspicious river is there. People counting beads saying Ram, 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 reciting Ram, Ram, Ram. Why? They are counting beads 1,000 times, lakhs. The beads are like a part of the body. They are doing finger exercises, that is all. Then there are those who are standing motionless in the river, hurting their bodies, or holding an arm up for years till it withers away. Why? All this is illusion. You must have courage and be bold. Don't lapse back and become a slave of your mind, ego, intellect, asking others for blessings. Oh, God, bless me. You know better. Now you know better. You know that God is a concept. God cannot exist without your presence. There is no God without your presence. You know better. You know better. Questions of death and birth will never arise again. And when the time comes, at that particular moment, you will have courage, so that there will be no fear of death. This is a sign of established knowledge, the conviction of your knowledge. When you are totally fearless, at that particular moment, that is a sign of real conviction. You say, I have approached many different masters. I have read libraries of books. Okay, but all the time you are adding ego, more ego, subtle ego. The fact is, the entire world, including all the masters, all the books, all the spiritual knowledge, is a projection of your spontaneous presence. So, I repeatedly say what Nisargadatta Maharaj rightly said, there is nothing except for your selfless self. There is only selfless self. Selfless self. This is the gist of all this spiritual knowledge. After years of dry knowledge, people say, oh, by your grace, Master, still playing with the spiritual words and still asking for blessings. Please, Master, put your hand on my head and bless me. Put your hand on your own head. Bless yourself. Bow down to yourself. Why be a slave to polished words? Be serious. Serious about what you have learnt. Concentrate. Come out of the trap, the big vicious circle, and surrender all this illusion. In brief, you are unidentified, invisible, anonymous identity. Your invisible, anonymous, unidentified identity is ultimate truth. Beyond that, nothing. You can go anywhere in the world and your presence will be there. Wherever you go in the world, there is sky. Sky is sky. Your presence is beyond sky. There is only oneness. No separation, no differentiations. Just remember what I have told you. We can go on talking and talking. I am hammering you with the same thing in different ways using various words. But now it is up to you. The ball is in your court. All power is in you. I have presented you with the golden plate of reality. There is no need to go begging ever again. You are the final destination. Where all ways end, there you are. In order to reach the ultimate truth, you compared this station with that station. There were so many ways to choose from. Now you can throw away the map. Forget it. You have reached the last station, the ultimate station.